Alright, let's do this. Master Link, I have important information for you. Once you enter this portal, my analysis indicates a 0% chance that you will be able to return, unless you are able to vanquish your foe. Are you ready to proceed? No, but let's do it anyway. Understood, Master Link. Know that even in this place that lies beyond this portal, I will be with you. And Master, good luck. Cool looking arena you've made. Ah, so you've decided to meet your end in battle after all. It pleases me greatly to see such misplaced valor, human. Take a moment to appreciate your surroundings, for where we stand shall serve as your tomb for eternity. It's a pretty cool tomb. The hate for the gods that has boiled in my veins. You will taste all of it in the bite of my blade. The only question left is how long you will manage to remain standing before I take your life. Try to keep it interesting for me, would you? And when you do fall, know that your world and everything in it is mine to dominate, mine to subjugate, mine to rule. When I finish with you, you can take solace in knowing your friends and kin will soon follow, as I wipe all who oppose me from the face of this world. It won't be long now. At last, the almighty power I've sought for millennia. I will take the Triforce for my own. And the world shall be under my foot for eternity. Demise. All right. Can you attack me? Okay, you are wrecking my shield. Come on, Link, block. I'm trying to time it. And Link is just not freaking blocking. That's how you block, Link. Please, just do it. My shield's about to break. Oh, I'm blocking one. I think I need to block earlier. I mean, I hope I'm making some progress. Doesn't feel like it. Nope. Take some initiative and then parry his response. There you go. I was like, am I making progress? Let's look at chat. Okay, so that's phase 1. Phase 2, as expected, is your lightning. That wooden shield didn't seem to protect me from that. Oh, it's lightning weapons. And my shield broke. Hello? I didn't notice my shield had taken that much damage. Now what? Because I don't think Iron Shield's gonna help. And I didn't realize my shield had taken that much damage, so it's gone already. You're doomed, you can do it. Those are the 2 responses. Ow. How did you die? I didn't hit his shield. Or his sword. His sword was in the air. Oh, dude. Oh, come on. Charge your sword. All right. It's an idea. It's an idea that doesn't seem to work. Alright, I think we're getting game over. But yeah, charging my sword doesn't seem to do anything. Okay, I think that's actual game over. This is another fight that sucks. But I've said it before that I hate how electricity is handled in this game with the instant stun. So do I still have all of my... No. Can I reload so that I have all of my stuff? Because losing all of my fairies and my shields, the time it would take to get them back is just not worth it. So if I guess the question is, if I close, since I saved right beforehand, and then reopen, because this is a fun mechanic. Do you want to go with the one where you have nothing, or the one where you still have all of your gear? Hard choices. Also, I feel like attacking him with lightning is not going to be super effective, even if I could charge my sword with it. Unless it somehow protects me from getting shocked. But the idea of intentionally charging my sword with lightning, when we've already seen that when lightning courses through my sword, it kills me, seems like a bad idea. Like encouraging lightning to strike my sword, when lightning striking my sword kills me. But no, I don't think having a better shield would overall help me much with this awful fight. Yeah, let's just skip it. We've seen this cutscene. Come on, Link. Nope, don't take damage to your shield. Block it. No. No. Block it, Link. I like the stab because at least I have more reliability with it. Sometimes Link just doesn't actually swing. The stab is just a click, so I can make it happen. There you go. Now we switch to the wooden shield, and I have to be careful to not break it. That's the wrong button. I hate lightning. Dude! Okay, so even when I block once, I've got to block the follow-ups. How? Nope. Please use it. How? My shield's about to break again. Shield broke. Amazing. Amazing. I would be grateful for any sort of hint that would actually make this fight doable. Yes, Stella. Yeah, they say you can charge when lightning's happening. I can get occasional hits in this way. Well, this is technically working. That didn't work. The second phase sucks. Leave me the frick alone. Okay, that helped. No, Link. Link, no, please. Stop just getting yourself pointlessly killed. Dodged it? What's the whole point of that takedown move if he can just dodge it? Please, Link. Oh. And the fact that I'm stunned in place and he can just attack me in the back whenever I use that. It's like, why? Why even have that move? No, we quit again. Because we have to quit back so that we can get back to the main menu so that we can reload with all of our stuff. It does feel nice to attack him with the lightning. I'll agree with that. It sucks that there's basically no other way to fight him, so you just got to figure out the mechanic and then do it repeatedly so that it works. I do have a Guardian Potion. I just haven't wanted to waste it. Also, I never feel like I have time to use it, but I have a Guardian Potion Plus, which will give me 3 minutes of being invulnerable. I guess the question will be, do I still get stunned but I take no damage, or can I just attack him without worry with that potion on? Maybe that's the call. Because phase 2 sucks so much. I kind of wanted to see all the phases and figure out what's the worst. You still get stunned, no harm taken. Well, that sucks. Should be able to throw your own lightning strike back at him if your sword is charged. It will cancel his wave. Okay. So we go through this again. This very slow fight. Things I liked about playing the older Zelda games on emulators is I could save state. So in a fight like this that's so long, I could save when I finish a phase or do a phase well and not have to go through it over and over. Okay, why are you not flying backwards? There you go. Now we switch to the wooden shield that dies in 2 seconds. Come on, Link. Charge your weapons up faster. Come on. Give me the lightning. More dodges. Dodge quickly? Yes. No, I didn't even attack him. And the fact that Link stays there so long that he gets his attack when I get up, that sucks. Like, Link just moves slightly too slow always for everything. Oh, where's my Guardian Potion? I need to do that, but I'm too much at risk. Excellent. Can you dodge anything, Link? Please. I mean, at least we've got the Guardian Potion. I'm not actually taking damage from it. Get out of my face, you. Oh. Are you done? Or are we moving on to phase 3? Please be done. I'm guessing phase 3. Extraordinary. You stand as a paragon of your kind, human. You fight like no man or demon I've ever known, though this is not the end. My hate never perishes. It is born anew in a cycle with no end. I will rise again. Those like you, those who share the blood of the goddess and the spirit of the hero, they are eternally bound to this curse. An incarnation of my hatred shall ever follow your kind, dooming them to wander a blood-soaked sea of darkness for all of time. I have confirmed the eradication of the Demon King. His residual consciousness has been absorbed into the Master Sword, and is now sealed away. So I thought that this was the first story. This is where we build the Master Sword for the first time. But the Demon King implied that this is something that's been going on and will continue going on. So it implies that there have been past heroes and those with the spirit of the goddess. So maybe this isn't the first one. Or does the Demon King just know that maybe this is the start of the cycle and he just knows it will continue? This is where he started the curse. Okay. Wasn't as clear. It seemed like he was speaking of an existing curse and not creating a curse. You've done well, Link. Okay, this is the start of the curse. Start of the circle. Got it. Doing well, Link. Just now cast the curse upon Link and his descendants / future heroes. Link, thank you. I think it's over. Finally, it's all over. It's really just beginning. Sorry, Zelda. It's over for us. Some future Link and Zelda are gonna have their lives ruined. Nice going, you two. You guys were totally amazing in this little adventure. I like to call the Legend of Groose. Yes, you can call this the Legend of Groose, but no one else will. Girl, I got some bad news for you. Yeah. That's a little joke. Joke or not, your contribution to our efforts were heroic. You have my thanks. Well, you know, just glad I could make myself useful. I'm happy things turned out okay. Hey, so things look pretty sewn up here. What do you say, guys? Ready to head back to our own time? Granny was really worried about you two. We don't want to keep the old girl in suspense too long. I mean, she knows. Because she's Impa, and Impa knows. So, in the far distant future, she's already aware that we won. Hi there, Your Grace. Or perhaps you prefer Zelda. It pleases me to know that you are safe. Master, I must speak with you. Master Link, you have successfully protected the goddess, reborn, and defeated Demise, fulfilling your role as the hero of legend. My purpose here is complete. Therefore, I ask you to dissolve our arrangement as master and servant. Drive the sword into the pedestal before you, and I will return the sword to enter a sleep without end. Master, you have achieved the purpose you were chosen to fulfill. Please, set the sword in the pedestal and bring the goddess's mission to an end. Now, Master, it is time to conclude our necessary companionship. Reminds me a bit of Ocarina of Time, where you've got your helper advisor, Navi in that case, who when you get to the end says, okay, we no longer need this relationship anymore. I'm out. And Link, I think in both cases, would have preferred to keep his friend. But there the Master Sword waits for a future Link who needs it. Technically, Fi is always with on every single adventure in every game, henceforth. At least we get a bit of an explanation this time. Yeah, It's interesting that Fi never shows up to talk to any future Link. Like some of them, like Tears of the Kingdom, for instance, you see the sword glow. It makes that like little ringing noise, indicating something that you should know. But we never really get this communication, this clear communication that Fi has with Link here. Link. Link, hear me. My purpose was to obey the command of the goddess and lead you, the chosen hero of this land, on your quest. When I first awoke and began this task, I perceived it as merely serving my function as a servant to her grace. However, I've come to consider the information corresponding to our time together among the most precious data I have on record. I do not have the capability to fully understand the human spirit, Link. But now, at the end of my journey with you, as I prepare to sleep within the Master Sword forever, I experience a feeling I am unable to identify. I lack sufficient data to be sure of my conclusions, but I believe this feeling correlates closest to what your people call happiness. She's permanently sealed in the sword after this moment. That's why she doesn't speak to us anymore. She can't. Okay. Our partnership is at an end, and even as we speak, I feel my consciousness fading away. Before I enter the sleep that calls me to the sword, I wish to relate to you words that I recorded many times over the course of our journey. Many have said them to you thus far, but I now wish to say them for myself. Thank you, Master Link. May we meet again. In another life. We will, but not quite the same way. Not quite the same Link, or the same Fi. What? Impa? Why? Come with us. Zelda, your grace, you possess the memories of the goddess. You must understand why that is not possible. Is Zelda wanting Impa to come back to the future? Because that would create a time paradox. I am a being of this age. My place is here. This to explain, in case we haven't figured out that that Granny is Impa. I know that, but you must return to your own time. I will take care of the gate once you have passed through. I can't do that. You and I have been through so much together. I don't want to leave you alone. Please, Impa, come back with us. Zelda, at the command of the goddess, I passed through the Gate of Time. I did so to protect you and aid the fight to prevent the world's destruction. The last remnants of Demise are decaying slowly within the sword. Someone must stay behind to watch over this blade. His spirit must not reawaken. He must never be allowed to threaten the world again. This is the nature of the task given to my tribe. As a member of the Sheikah, the goddess's chosen guardians, I gladly welcome this duty. Zelda, I shall watch over the Triforce. Its power is too great to leave in the grasp of man. Dependence on its might is an invitation to disaster. You can leave it in my hands because I'm a woman, not a man. But leaving it in Link's hands, I don't know about that. He's a man. When it has served its purpose, it must be secreted away, to lie dormant once again. The knowledge of its existence hidden from mortal history. These are the words the goddess spoke to me long ago. I remember them well, as do you, I'm sure. Do not despair, Zelda. You and I will surely meet again someday. In the far distant future. Which will be, you know, a minute away for us. And yeah, they gave the bracelet so that when the old woman has the bracelet, if we haven't figured out yet that she's Impa, that'll answer it. It's kind of sad to think about. She waits so long to see us again, but for us it's just a moment. Yep. See? I told you we'd meet again someday. It's like, yeah, that was a minute ago. Impa, thank you. She had to keep secret a lot of things, like she already knew Girahim would attack there. Well, not necessarily, because it seems like events that take place, until they take place in the past, they don't take place in the future. Like, I doubt Zelda's crystal was back there until Zelda imprisoned herself in the crystal in the past, and then suddenly when we went to the future, it was there. In the same way that the tree, until we planted the tree in the past, here in the temple, there wasn't a tree in the future. So, until we opened the gate of time that let Girahim get to the past, then the future didn't have Girahim in the past. If that makes sense? Time travel's always weird. The crystal was actually there from the start of the game? Really? I didn't... Obviously, until the crystal had formed, I didn't go check. I think you can see her in the crack in the doors when you first come to the temple. Well, that's weird. Because, yeah, there's certain things that aren't in place because we haven't put them in place in the past. So it feels like until we experience something in the past, it shouldn't exist. Or maybe it's just saying that no matter what course history takes, Zelda's going to end up in that crystal and there's nothing that can prevent it. As opposed to the tree being planted, that is dependent on actions. And so until those actions take place, maybe the tree will be planted, maybe it won't. Yeah, because the developers knew she would be back there. They mixed different types of time travel. Yeah. I'm trying to think about it too hard. It's the problem with time travel. There's always paradoxes that don't make sense. Thank you for everything. The tree wasn't there, but Impa always had the bracelet. Oh, I don't think I noticed the bracelet until this last scene. But she has a lot going on, so it's not surprising I missed that one detail. doubt they thought about as deeply as some of us fans do. Nintendo doesn't care that much about it. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing, is that there's this whole Zelda timeline that fans have thought about far too much, trying to figure out how everything links together and what makes sense and where the different games take place on the branching timeline. And you know, for a lot of it, particularly early on games, the Nintendo wasn't thinking about that. They just made cool games that sort of went along with the theme, but how the different Zeldas and Links actually fit into the whole, you know, timeline, who knows? But there's Skyward Sword. I would say I really enjoyed the story. It's great to get the beginning of the Link and Zelda and Demise, I guess, storyline. It's interesting that in so many timelines, he's Ganondorf or Ganon or something like that. That's the name that we have attributed to this entity. But in the first iteration of him, this being first, he's just Demise. Demise the Demon King. Yeah. But yeah, the story was great. And I would say most aspects of the game I quite enjoyed. Just sometimes the controls were not friendly. This is really cool to see Zelda exploring all of these places. Is this for original journey? Because I'm guessing the monsters wouldn't be there now. Yeah, I think this is showing us her original journey. I like the story of Skyward Sword. The controls and revisiting the same locations multiple times are what keep it from being an amazing game. Yeah, and maybe in the original version with the original motion controls, it wouldn't have felt as clunky, but just on the Joy-Cons or the Pro controllers, in both cases, it feels out of place, like not how it was really intended. Originally planned to make Zelda Journey post-game, but was discarded. Okay. Yeah, playing through Zelda's story would be interesting. There are very few Zelda games that actually let you play Zelda. You're always playing as Link going through the story. It's one of the things I found interesting about playing Echoes of Wisdom, was that it is a story following Zelda as the protagonist. But even in that game, she's not really a combatant. It's just a puzzle-solving game, but it was still fun. You had the Wii Remote Motion plus, and the controls weren't that bad for you. Okay. Yeah, maybe the Joy-Cons are just a little clunky to use. And certainly I would say for most things, the joystick on the Pro controller is fine. But there's times where trying to get Link to just swing his sword the way I want didn't work well. And certainly the whip is just really hard to force Link to whip it out when I want him to. He just wiggles it around and you just have to keep clicking until eventually he throws the whip. And it feels sort of random. I feel like it's more of a love story for the original linear form of Zelda. Yeah. It's definitely very different than, say, Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, which obviously shook up the formula. This felt similar to some of the older Zeldas, but it also doesn't have, the standard go to the 8 dungeons, collect the 8 various items that are necessary. The 8 keys or whatever, the 8... Yeah. Even the revisiting locations we've seen before, or the trials that had us go to an alternate version of locations we knew, was an interesting choice. And I didn't hate the trials as much as I thought I would. The trials were challenging and I didn't necessarily like them, but they weren't... There were parts of the game that I found more annoying than the trials. Do you think there's a learning curve to it? Not everyone adapts to it. Like, sometimes a movement just needs to be all in the wrist, others require more arm movement. Get how it can be frustrating. Yeah. And there probably was some more control of like a small move with the motion controls versus like a large arm swing. And with just using a joystick, you don't get anywhere near that kind of control. And also trying to flick left to right, sometimes it would take it as like a side to side slash, sometimes it would take it a bit more diagonal. So I didn't feel like I had a lot of direct control where you had to be super precise, but with a joystick, it's really hard to be that precise. The most annoying part of the game are the pirate bosses and the last Girahim battle with your playthrough. Fair. I didn't struggle too much with the pirates. You just keep stabbing them. Yeah, they hit you a couple of times because I'm not good at blocking, but I didn't have any fear that it would take forever or that I would lose with them. Girahim was annoying every single time because it's just, his fights require a level of precision that I struggled with the entire game. Like anything where it's trying to get you to do some exact thing at just the right time is something I struggled with every time. Because nothing about my gameplay was super precise because the controls aren't super precise. So I can appreciate their attempt to do something different, but I'm glad that they haven't made that a standard thing. The motion controls. Next on the game list, oh, story continues. We'll talk about that afterwards. We don't give the goddess heart back to her? Look around us. As a child, I always dreamed of a world below. I wanted to see the surface with my own eyes and feel the land's warm breeze on my skin. I think the game is more fun to play the more you're familiar to it because you get used to the controls and stop getting frustrated. Yeah, there's truth to that. So yeah, next on my list of games I've got a poll on YouTube. And last I checked, I think it was like 60-70% had voted for Wind Waker. So that's going to be next on my list. Glad the motion controls are an optional feature in the settings now. Yeah, it would have been harder if that was mandatory. I think I want to live here. I always want to feel solid ground beneath my feet. See the clouds above my head, and watch over the Triforce. What about you, Link? What will you do now? Well, we did profess our love to the storage girl, but we also traveled all around time to try and save Zelda, because she's our old childhood friend. So... Well, since our birds are leaving us stuck on the ground, I guess, you know, we're forced to stay here with Zelda. I would say you should play Twilight Princess, but it isn't on the Switch yet. And it's hard to get footage for Wii U, or GameCube. Yeah, that's the problem. I played a tiny bit of Twilight Princess as a kid, and I would love to go back and give it another shot. But it's not available. So, until Nintendo decides to create a way that we can play Twilight Princess, which I don't understand why they won't, since we've got the GameCube store available, they could just allow the GameCube version of Twilight Princess. You can play again in hero mode using this save data. Do you want to continue? No. No, I'm good. Thanks, game. But yeah, if they made Twilight Princess GameCube available on the GameCube store, I would definitely play it. But they haven't. But they have made Wind Waker available on the GameCube store, so that's the one I'm going with. And hopefully at some point, Nintendo has a plan to allow us to play Twilight Princess. Because I'm running out of Zelda games. Yeah, you think they'll eventually put it on the GameCube? So, the Nintendo Switch Online GameCube? Probably. Either they're wanting to do a remake that they haven't... Go away, you. Either they're wanting a remake that they've got... They're working on whatever, who knows. There could be a remake, and that's why they haven't made it available. Or at least they're wanting a version that allows motion controls, because obviously the Switch does allow motion controls, and the GameCube version didn't have those. And so maybe they need to do some work to make that available. That's the only reason I can think of why they wouldn't make it available on the Nintendo Switch Online GameCube version. Or they're waiting until eventually they have Nintendo Switch Online Wii and bring it forward for that, or something. Does Nintendo Switch Online 64 have Ocarina of Time and Majora Mask? I think so. I'm assuming that's how I played them. Because I did play them on my Switch. So if we go to Classics for 64... Yeah, Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. I also hate that you can't search this. You just gotta kind of look through it and hope you find the game you're looking for. There's Majora's Mask. But yeah, so they have both of those. Most Zelda games are available at this point, besides Twilight Princess is like the next main title that they haven't made available. So, yeah. I'm sure at some point they'll come up with some plan of how to make Twilight Princess possible. But we don't know yet. Anyway, I think that's going to be the end of this stream. Next week we will continue with Wind Waker. So thank you all for being here, and I'll see you guys then. Bye.